Assalamu alaikum, guys. Welcome to Humarii Chaii. This is a podcast where we talk about art, philosophy, and our pursuit to the good life. I'm your host, Ali.
I'm Hamza, and this is the 22nd episode. So please enjoy it. We talk about shit. We talk about a little bit of Taylor Swift, but we mainly talk about, you know,
Turning
trial
22.
and error, turning 22, figuring out what you want to do in life, doing small things that will have bigger repercussions and like positive consequences or whatever. We talk about
What
all
is
of that
identity
stuff.
capital?
Yeah. We talk about
What
all
is
of this good
identity?
stuff. Ali will have the most amazing title, right? And it'll be clickbaity, but it won't be that clickbaity. So it'll kind of give you a view of what we're doing, but like just don't tune out after like 7 minutes. Keep it till 9
I feel like this is a
this
good,
evening.
good episode. Good episode.
Yeah. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Welcome to a new episode of Humarii Chaii after our 1 week hiatus due to Ali's excuses.
Bro,
We
yeah,
are well. It is
it's a
what it
bit of
is.
both. So, yeah.
Yes, it's productivity, reflection. Listen, this
Okay, it was
podcast is
worth it.
premised. This
It was
podcast
worth
is
it.
premised around honesty. Okay, so keeping in line with honesty, it wasn't reflection. Okay, we don't have to shoot every weekend. Sometimes we both aren't in the mental, space to be able to shoot.
Yeah.
Okay, so sometimes we don't. Okay, bus. Because these people don't care that much. It's nice, you be honest with
Yeah,
them.
I think the reason why weekly कुछ भी करने के लिए like having a set of routine from a productivity standpoint of view, um it makes you what I learned. Okay, let's see, like if I'm being honest, I realized that what I learned about myself and doing the podcast since Feb to now, weekly हमने, like last week was the first week we missed, right? The
Yeah.
one thing that I learned was that, at least for me, the type of person I am, discipline is very important. Because
Yeah.
I suck at being disciplined. I'm good at starting stuff, but I'm really bad at
Finishing them.
discipline.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
right.
are very bad.
So this was something that I felt like was keeping me anchored, because जरा सा external भी वो था. क्योंकि जैसे कि I woke up really late this morning, right? We are both done with uni. पता नहीं है, last night I was just like done. So आज मैं बहुत देर से उठा. Like I woke up around 3 p.m., which is very late, and I slept pretty late as well, around 3 as well, I think. So I think that was one thing I learned. Like, and from a very technical standpoint of view, it's what I realized it. It's great to have YouTube algorithm or generally किसी भी social media platform के हिसाब से देखें. These platforms love the fact कि आप consistently upload कर रहे हैं, right? So I feel like the reason why we've managed to even keep some people engaged is because her week we have an episode up. And I think there was some guy, Hamza Masood. I don't know, some dude last podcast person ने किया था कि you guys are good, you're very consistent. So yeah, I think that was a good learning, you know. But I think it was a needed break as well. I feel like
We had been shooting for like 4 months, 5 months, something like that. I don't know. It's been a bit.
it felt good कि मतलब इस हफ्ते एक break है, because उसी हफ्ते
मुझे
last week
छुट्टी से
I just
प्यार है.
got done with uni around
Yeah.
last like first year finish हो गया. By the way, Hamza also turned 22. Hamza, happy birthday, belated again.
Turned 22 2 days ago.
Man,
So
this is
thank you.
episode 22 as well.
Kasam. Nice. Okay. I'm officially 22. I turned 22 on the 18th of June. First thing Ali asked me. Now I was busy with my friends from like 9 p.m. the night before all the way until like constantly busy until like late night next day. So I finally call Ali, and the first thing Ali says to me is, "How does it feel like to be 22?" And then you people listen, and then you people comment on the podcast, and you're like, "Ali ki maro nahi, Ali ki tum bahut मारते हो." अब अगर तुम्हें कोई सवाल पूछे, ठीक है, what does it feel like to be 22? What do you say?
Yeah, it's just like one of those
It's a
small conversation
stupid
starters.
fucking
Yeah, it is
question.
a stupid one. I
Ali,
agree.
Ali, Ali, I feel the same as when I felt 21, which was the same as I felt like 20, except my body is aging. I feel it. I genuinely feel it. Like a lot of people are like your 20s are your prime. I'm dying, Ali. मतलब मैं fail हो रहा हूँ. मतलब मेरी हड्डियाँ टूट रही हैं. मुझे टूट नहीं रही, मुझे दर्द हो रही हैं. Like shit
I
just
think
hurts
it's
all the
being
time.
indoors and no physical exercise. It's
I do
just
a lot of physical
quarantine.
exercise. It's just a lot of other things I do, but like it's killing me, Ali. I can't rack up the years like this. That's what it feels like to be 22, old as shit. And any of you that listen to Taylor Swift, now, yeah, and that 22 shitty 22 song, right? Got sent it by 5 people. 5 people sent me that stupid 22 song. Do I look like someone who listens to Taylor Swift? Do I like कसम से? Like I
Sometimes
love Taylor
it
Swift. I love Taylor Swift. Like ठीक है मुझे I love her before like the new Taylor. I like the old Taylor, okay, but she's dead. This is a Taylor Swift reference for some people who understand it. But
is it
yeah, she had a
I don't
music
know.
video where she was like, someone, she picked up a phone or something, and she was just like, the old Taylor's dead or something like that. And I like the old Taylor. I like Blank Space. Everybody likes Blank Space. I don't know why people wouldn't like Blank Space, but I absolutely hate the new Taylor. And also, I know the 22 song is probably the old Taylor song, but it's a shitty song, okay? Because sometimes she makes shitty music. Do you know what the only nice thing about Shake It Off was? The fact that Dwayne Johnson did it. Okay, that's what. That's it. Fuck 22. Yes, Ali, continue. Also, I
But
needed
nahin,
no, this listen to me. Okay, so
okay.
now I need I'm going to ask for your feedback since the whole point of this podcast is to talk to you. I want to have while being documented, right? So I'll just
Yeah.
talk to you. Okay. And what was I wanting to say? So I've told you that I'm starting poetry. It's like spoken word poetry.
Yep.
So I just finished a master class on it. Technically, by the time this podcast airs, I've hopefully already written something, but chalo, that's not looking like it's going to happen because this airs like what, 24 hours from now.
Less than 24 hours.
Okay, कोई
Koshish,
सीन ही नहीं, कोई सीन ही
koshish.
नहीं, कोई सीन ही नहीं. Ali will post this. I'll next
Abhi,
episode.
12 hours.
Accountability
Na,
23,
basically,
episode
basically the
23.
goal is to have it up on Sunday. और उसके ऊपर एक गोल होता है कि Sunday morning को. So when people wake up, it's like their morning thing, you know. Sunday morning की podcast.
Okay, whatever. ठीक है. Glad all of you enjoy us on Sunday mornings. For those of you that enjoy us on Sunday mornings from Pakistan, because everywhere else in the world it's not Sunday morning when you upload that. There's a solar eclipse. Everyone should know.
Really?
12:47 ET, 21st June. So you're probably going to miss it already. If you're watching this, you've missed it. Unless you saw it.
नहीं.
Yeah. You won't be able to post before that. 12:47 is literally in 4 hours. Like 6 hours or some shit.
But आज
Like
20th
not
June है
Eastern
पागल.
time. Yeah, but Eastern, bro, no, it'll switch to 21 when the clock hits over midnight.
Oh, अच्छा, okay.
So it's
Okay. I
12:47
thought
a.m. So in Turkey, it's 8:47. I'm not too sure, 7 or 8:47. So that'll be UK. You're 3 hours behind me, right? No, you're
two.
2 hours in front of me. No, behind. Yes.
Yeah.
So it'll be 6. What time is it right now for you?
5:52.
So it's about to be 6. Okay, it's about to be 8. So sorry, 2 hours. So 1 second, bro. 1 second.
But anyways, yeah, the reason why I ask you how does it feel to be 22 is it's a very it's a generic stupid question, but I think the reason for it was that uh, when I turned 22, I felt like even when I turned 20, you know, हर साल at least मेरे लिए वो feeling आती है जो लोगों को New Year's पर आती है कि man, I need to क्या कहते हैं I need to start being more responsible. That's it. Not कि कोई goal setting कर रहा हूँ या फिर resolution बना रहा हूँ. Nothing like that. लेकिन you know, like taking out a minute to be like, okay, what will 22-year-old Ali do better than 21-year-old Ali?
I don't do that for New Year's either because I think it's stupid to have a year or some monumental day to change. Just small things every day will,
Yeah,
amalgamate
yeah,
to
I
big
agree
things
with
later.
that.
But but like for me, my birthday, like 22 didn't matter, just like 21 didn't matter. But what mattered, like the 20th birthday was like insane. If any of you, like if any of these people are watching and they're like under 20, they don't understand yet. when you turn 20, you're just sitting and you just realize that you're an adult now and that you have to like have responsibilities. And like I'm sure people understand that
Yeah.
sooner. But at least for me at the age of 20, I had a fever on my 20th birthday and I was just dying the whole day and I just felt like I was going to die that day. I don't know why, but I turned 20 and I felt old and I felt like my body wouldn't be able to handle the fever and I felt like I would just die. And I remember I was sitting at night right after I turned 20, like literally an hour after midnight. I had just gotten off the phone with like friends who wish karte and all that. And I started writing these letters to everybody in my family and all my friends. I even wrote one to you, wrote one to my ex-girlfriend. I wrote one to everybody, right? And it was all like, because I felt like I was gonna die. Because I felt like I was old and I was gonna
I
die.
think, I think the older you get, and I guess it's more relating to mortality, but the more you realize, कुछ लोगों के साथ नहीं होता, I think कुछ लोगों के साथ a lot more later होता है, you know. But I feel like growing up, like after 20s के बाद, there's this sort of fear या फिर this anxiety with, okay, time is running out now,
Oh no,
right?
no.
It's a
I get
sense
what
of
you mean.
mortality.
I get
Mortality
what
is
you mean. I have that too. I have that too.
वो
Like these
अपनी
days,
mortality बहुत, it seeps in you. You realize, oh wait, you don't know now. You know, your age of sort of being dismissive about your mortality is gone, if that makes sense.
no, I mean, I'm pretty much, yeah, I suppose it would make sense for a lot of people, but for me at least, I'm still dismissive of my mortality. Death is not a problem. I don't care about it. But like,
नहीं,
it was
not
like, I get what what you're trying
not
to
in
say from
terms
what
of
I understand is you just accept that death is a genuine possibility. Like that, you know, you're not going to live forever or
genuine
something, which you,
possibility क्या. It's
it,
uh
no, a genuine possibility any moment of time. Like you will inevitably die, but like you also don't
yeah,
like
it's
maybe
inevitable, right?
not
I think
completely, not,
it's
it's the,
inevitability आपको वो होती है. The
there's this,
possibility
yeah,
of,
bolo, bolo.
I think there's a possibility तो पता है आपको, right? Possibility तो आपको पता है कि कभी भी हो सकती है. I could be here today, not tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
लेकिन I think वो जो inevitability होती है ना, once that sticks with you, that's a different वो. क्योंकि possibility I think सबको पता होता है. Possibility तो आपको 10 साल की उम्र में पता होता है.
I don't think people realize that it's very easy to die. Like what I mean by that is like people know that the statistics plane पे बैठने से मर सकते हो, road पे चलने में मर सकते हो, but nobody gives a shit. Like nobody thinks about the possibility of dying as they cross the road, right? Like they look
Yeah,
right and left, but they don't think someone's going to speed through and kill you, right? But it's
yeah.
very possible. It's possible you literally just slip on the pavement and hit your head and you die. Like there's so many crazy things that the fact that we are alive is more of a miracle than like the fact that we survived. Like we shouldn't be surviving so many things. Like statistically, we should be dead. But it's fine. Human beings, evolution, and all. But no, I was telling you about my 20th birthday. So I realized on my 20th birthday, because of my fever, because of my sickness and illness and all that, I felt like this is the end. This is the end. All of the Adele thing, like this is, writings on the wall, all of that, that wasn't Adele, but same thing. But I was writing these letters and everybody, and I like sealed them. I wrote one to you. I wrote one to my parents. Who else did I wrote one to? I wrote one to all of my close friends. I wrote one. I just kept writing them. Like for anybody who mattered to me in my life, I wrote them, right? And I wrote like a good like 11 letters. And then I woke up on my 20th birthday, and I was okay. My fever had gone away. I just slept through it. And then I looked at those letters and I just told them, and I was like, what was I doing? And then that's what that's what my 20th birthday was like. So when you say what's it like being 22, it's the same as that point.
I
20
felt
was a
like
game
that
changer.
on my 21st birthday.
Say something else, but don't just say I felt like that on my 21st birthday. Also, as far as the death being inevitable thing, that's something I'll share with you guys because it's cool and shit. But basically, there's this PhD student who's probably a philosopher now, but like she for her thesis or his thesis, I don't remember, wrote, I think it was her, yeah, for her thesis, she wrote that it's possible that she's immortal, right? And the thing is, because she hasn't died yet, you can't logically prove that she will die. like you can make a good argument for that fact that she might die, but because she isn't dead yet, she really doesn't have to die. Her whatever can function differently, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's just stupid philosophy stuff. It's just dumb, but she just presented an argument for why she might be immortal, and that gets you a PhD thesis, guys. That's how you get a doctorate in philosophy.
I don't know. For me, I think on my 21st birthday, 22nd तो अभी फेब में ही थी. उसके बाद we started the podcast literally 6 days after my 22nd birthday. 16th Feb को we started the
And we're
podcast.
22 days in, 22 episodes into my 22nd birthday.
हाँ,
Mashallah.
that's
That's a lot of
very
episodes, bro. That's like 22 in less than 6 months.
हाँ. लेकिन हमने first I'm glad हमारी एक we set a rule for production, but उस वक्त I think around that time on my 21st या 20th birthday को I came across like stoicism, right? और मतलब मैंने कोई stoicism पढ़ा नहीं है like properly, but I need to get the Ryan Holiday वाली book, Ego is the Enemy. I have the book, I just need to read it. But उसका एक idea होता है, there are two ideas जो उसके main वो होते हैं that people sort of refer to as like the point of reference. और उसमें एक होता है momento homo and हाँ it's momento homo Latin and memento mori
So,
या memento दोनों तरीके से बोलते हैं I don't know. And basically memento homo means remember that I am only human,
yeah.
right? Which
Should mean
is
human moment, basically. That should be the translation, literally.
I
Memento
don't know,
moment.
मुझे Latin नहीं आती, but
Yeah,
that's
I'm
what
assuming. I don't know. My Latin is very basic.
yeah मुझे नहीं
Chalo.
आती. And the other memento mori is remember that you are going to die,
Yeah.
right? So it's like remember your mortality. और फिर उस वक्त
Yeah.
I picked up I wanted to sort of talk about this book जो मैंने भी उस वक्त पढ़ना शुरू की थी, and I finished it, but last दो chapters I was like okay I'm gonna leave this for now. Last summers के अंदर when I was like panicking about university का क्या सीन था मेरा, if you remember. तो उसके अंदर एक idea था that I
Last semester? Was that last semester? That wasn't last summer. That was the summer before last summer. No.
that was last
No.
summer. Bro,
That was last
last
summer.
20,
Yeah.
2019, end of 2018 and 2020 for us both at least I can say has been very
Annoying.
intense
Okay.
that we constantly have had to
Do something, yeah,
it's like
constantly. I
or
can't remember just sitting down.
having a month doing nothing.
I mean, I've done a lot of like what's it called? Like, have had fun, but like I've had to do stuff. If that makes sense. Even like
I
to have fun, I was doing things. I haven't. It's been a bit since I've just sat down and like not had anything to do, like
नहीं, I
absolutely
feel like
nothing.
it's more like uh doing stuff तो होता है. You have to do things in life that you don't enjoy, you know, like if you don't enjoy taking out the trash you still have to do it, right? लेकिन I
Unless
feel
you're
like
privileged, then you can hire someone to do it for you.
हाँ लेकिन what I mean is कि कुछ चीजें होती है ना कि वो रूटीन हो जाती हैं. You have a routine for a year, like for example if you're in uni आपका एक साल चल रहा है वो रूटीन में है, you know, जैसे A levels में you know 2 years looked pretty much and felt pretty much the same in some sense. You know, from 5th grade to 7th grade felt pretty much the same, you know, कुछ चीजें ups and downs, but जो intensity of events and intensity of stressful events has been really high. लेकिन उस वक्त उस ईयर मैंने ये जब लास्ट ईयर मैंने ये किताब उठाई थी, it's called it's by wait let me open my iPad. It's called The Defining Decade and it's by fuck man गालियां नहीं देनी मुझे वरना फ्यूचर में डीमोनेटाइज हो जाएंगी ये चीजें. It's called The Defining Decade, Why Your 20s Matter and How to Make the Most of Them.
Okay.
By J, and it's actually by PhD, Meg J, actual psychologist. दो लोगों ने की है actually, I think, and it's a good book. It's not one of those generic one specific topic वो. And इस book के अंदर basically this psychologist is a psychiatrist or whatever. She's like giving stories about the people in their 20s who she's had to, मतलब उनका actual नाम नहीं बता रही because that's unethical for a psychologist or a therapist to do. लेकिन उसके अंदर she's sort of breaking down how to just basic things that you need to be doing in your 20s that will make sure that your 30s are good. And it's not like, oh, do this, you become a millionaire, do this. तो उसके अंदर एक idea था जो that's the only idea I want, because one of those ideas that felt like, okay, this is something worth understanding. और वो था something that sociologists called identity capital, right? और I'll sort of break it down क्योंकि मैंने यहाँ note बनाया हुआ है. So identity capital is the collection of personal assets. It is the repertoire of individual resources that we assemble over time. These are the investments we make in ourselves, the things we do enough or long enough that they become a part of who we are. Some identity capital goes on a resume, such as a degree, jobs, test scores, and clubs. Other identity capital is more personal, such as how we speak, where we are from, how we solve problems, how we look. Identity capital is how we build ourselves bit by bit over time. And it's like, you know about this concept, right? It's like this wasn't really surprising for you to listen to, right? But at least जब मैंने ये पढ़ा in the way, इसका एक पूरा chapter है, it's on identity capital. पहले early उसमें आ जाता है, and it sort of made sense to me why it's important to um, think more deeply about कि आप कुछ क्यों कर रहे हैं in your 20s then later on in your life. क्योंकि जैसे मैं तुमसे पूछा था ना वैल्यू क्या होती है इसके लिए for you at least, तो I feel like for me it's like picking up skills and all of that shit. जैसे कि तुमने you worked at a restaurant, right? That's now a part of your identity capital.
I have a very different way of looking at 20s than identity. I mean, I get the whole like gathering skills in your 20 thing, but for me,
It's more than just skills ना. It's like जैसे Sims के अंदर you build your character up. जैसे capital का जो concept होता है it's usually
no,
related
I
to
get it.
money.
You create resources, individual character resources that like later will come in
You can
handy.
leverage. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, for me, like for me, 20s are like not even 20s for me. I mean, I don't have this whole 20s thing. I just don't have it. I don't have this age thing that I have to be done with. I have to know this much stuff by the time I'm 30, or not know this, like not be doing stupid shit by the time I'm 30. I don't have all of that. But I have like this thing where throughout my life, I just keep doing things. And if I like doing it, I'll continue doing it. If I don't like doing it, I stop doing it. I hate it because I'm about to say something. It's basically trial and error. Okay. And like, don't you dare look at me like that, Ali. Please, just not,
नहीं,
not.
I agree.
But no, it's like because of the fucking stupid class we talk about trial and error. But like, anyway, that doesn't matter.
I feel like okay, in defense of our tutor, I'm not gonna take his name. Maybe we should have him on the podcast, maybe.
You wanna,
But
you should have him. I have nothing against the tutor.
but
I just have
but
something against the whole concept.
but I feel like if you look back in that sense, वो जो उसकी जो minimization थी और reduce किया गया था वो idea of trial and error उस वक्त for an A level student, I feel like it was fine कि उसको ऐसा dumb down किया हुआ था.
No, it wasn't about it being dumbed down. No, 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 no. Don't like strongman his argument. Like, don't ever put
फिर
armor on his things. It's like that's not even
फिर
the point.
फिर
It's
what's your
my problem with the entire argument is when you have a fundamental trial and error perspective, you forget this very important thing about life, which is compromise. right? And this is directly going towards, like, yesterday I was talking to a friend and we were talking about this, and it was like there's people in this world who hedge their bets, right? They go for their dream beyond like having financial security, which is great. Like, do what you want to. Then there's people who keep trying shit and not caring about like how they'll make it work, getting depressed because they can't afford, because the standards of living they're living in is genuinely physically and mentally depressing them, but they keep doing it because not the grind, not to get to a point, but because they want to keep trying different things. And I have a very big problem with that, because for me at least it's completely redundantly stupid for you to like go at go at something fully without actually being able to keep yourself at even a little bit of peace. Like, and by that I mean, like, there's this whole approach that 9 to 5 you work on like your bank account, and then 6 to 12 you work on your dreams, right? And it's obviously not like specifically hour related, but it's more or less like you need to try things, you need to understand what you like, and hopefully you find something that you like and that you enjoy, that becomes more than a hobby, and manages to make you like cash flow positive, like significantly cash flow positive. But the odds are you'll also not find what that happiness is like, because everyone romanticizes it too much. It's not going to be this one thing you're going to do and you're just going to be like, oh my god, this is everything I want to do in my life. It usually isn't. You usually like grow out of shit. But in the event that you can, that's great. But in the event you can't, you have to realize that this is thing called compromise. You find the best bet for you with what you've tried, and then you like make that
Yeah,
work.
I agree. हाँ. Bro, it's very interesting क्योंकि तुमने मुझे ये बोला है, and जो last chapters आ रहे हैं उसके अंदर there's this I'm referring to the book, और एक और चीज को मैं बताऊंगा because I feel like it will add on to what you've just said. And इसकी book के अंदर there's this story of this one guy who's basically had to grow up while his parents are being divorced, right?
Yeah,
And
easy.
while they're being divorced, he has to move
So,
around from like city के एक कोने से एक कोने तक, and sometimes from city to city. So he's
yeah.
always backpacking, और उसके backpack के अंदर उसके basic toiletries and stuff like that, clothes. And
Uh,
sometimes he would just like couch to couch from friend to friend, because it would be too much hassle to go back to your mom's place or your dad's place क्योंकि uni
yeah.
जाना है या फिर
Yeah,
work पे
yeah,
जाना
yeah.
है.
So, yeah.
And there's this concept उसके अंदर वो बंदी बोलती है कि it's something he internalized growing up, and now when he is in his 20s he can't settle because he never had a place to stick. तो उसके पास job भी नहीं है. And there's this concept जो उसके अंदर बोलते हैं कि जो 20-year-olds, some of us sort of adapt and adopt कि this is the time I'm supposed to be free, I'm not supposed to be working. And उसके अंदर she also refers to this proper study that says that people in their 20s who are employed and have a place to stay, like proper jagah, right, even if they're paying rent, are more likely to be happier than people who aren't, even though popular culture will make you think otherwise. And when it comes to like trial and error, I was listening to this podcast थी, or maybe it was like an online interview by these two YouTubers, Sarah Dichi and Ali Abdal. And उसके अंदर वो किसी और को refer कर रहा था कि a lot of people have this concept, I will find something that I will do for the rest of my life, and I have to make sure it's enjoyable as well. And that's, if you think about, if you make a Venn diagram, something I have to do for the rest of my life and something I have to enjoy, and you have to figure this out in your 20s and even in your teens when you don't know about the world, right? जब आपके पास wisdom ही नहीं है, experience ही नहीं है of who you are or who you will become. So उसके अंदर वो बोलता है the best way to understand, to sort of bypass this sort of fear of anxiety of finding something I will do for the rest of my life, is to find something you think you will enjoy for the next 3 to 7 years. That's it.
Yeah, sounds right. You
And
you don't know how your taste will develop. You might be doing something completely else after.
I think that is a really nice sort of क्या कहते हैं यूटेंसिल या फिर टूल टू फिगर आउट कि अच्छा, जैसे पूल के अंदर व्हेन यू आर लाइक अबाउट टू जंप इन अ पूल, राइट, यू सॉर्ट ऑफ check the temperature and then you jump in. I feel like this is that sort of tool. अगर आपको कोई चीज शाइनी लग रही है and you're like ये मैं अगले 3 साल तक मुझे I think I want to do this for the rest of my life. Don't ask yourself that. Ask yourself ke, will I do this for the next 3 years, or will I do this for the next 7 years? And I feel like this is why we are starting to enjoy podcasting as well. क्योंकि initially I didn't know of this rule, but हमने एक दूसरे से ये commitment की थी कि we will do this for the next 3 years until we are in uni. सही है, जब तक uni चल रहा है हमारे लिए. So I feel like that's very,
Yeah,
very insightful.
like the goals that I've set for myself, they're all like 3 to 5 year goals. Like one of them is like finishing a novel before I graduate. That's definitely a 3 year goal. Could even go longer, I don't know, but it's not a short term goal by any means. Like introducing spoken word into like my whatever I'm posting and stuff. That's also like again, I'm ready to commit 3 to 7 years into. Do I want to do it like when I'm 50? I don't know what I want to do when I'm 50. I'm not 50. Okay, when I'm 50, I'll know what I want to do when I'm 50. Hopefully, right now I'm 22, and being 22, this is what I want to do for the foreseeable future. At least from what I understand about myself, that's the best way I can make a decision. I can't assume what the future me will want because that's unfair to the future me. The future me will probably end up wanting what habits that I've like ingrained into the present me, which will then affect the future me. So it's like a lot of stuff like that, but
I feel like the only thing जो मैं ज़रा सी that I'm glad about and also regret not doing earlier on is picking up the habit to read or just learn.
hmm.
क्योंकि I feel like I had a resistance towards it क्योंकि I was just sort of angry about school या angry about कभी-कभार you're just angry, right? You don't know
Yeah.
what you're angry about life की वजह से. And मुझे लगता है कि in your 20s your ideal goal that जो होना चाहिए is just to acquire as much knowledge about the world, figure out more things about who you are as a person, and seek knowledge. That's it. क्योंकि
Yeah, no, I get that.
क्योंकि
Yeah.
क्योंकि उससे I feel क्योंकि उससे ये होता है कि you can't you can't also be like कि 50-year-old मैं जो हूँगा वो कोई और होगा तो I
It's not
shouldn't.
about it being a future problem. It's about it understanding I cannot make decisions for me in 10 years. I can't. I don't know.
हाँ,
I can make
but
decisions
you
currently that will put my future self in a better position to make better
position
decisions. But I can't be like deciding 20 years from this is why like my one of my fears with Shadi is, bro, you're making a decision for yourself forever. Like if you're not like a disloyal human being, but if you're a good
Hmm.
human being, then you're making a decision which literally sticks around you forever, like your entire life, longer than your bank account, longer longer than your car, your family, anything, man. I mean, it's very long. So that's why I don't even make plans for that long, like in that future. Like recently, Ali like made this like I had this Zoom call for my birthday, and I knew that I found out that he planned it like a week before it happened, right? And I was just like, bro, I didn't plan anything. Because of my birthday, but like beyond that, I didn't expect anything to be planned or anything like that because it's like I don't do this future planning thing. I just, do what's best for me in the day and it'll probably work out in the long run because
Okay,
I'm just doing what's good.
I feel like there's a nice middle ground for this. You know, if I was to sort of build a context around what you're saying and what I'm saying,
Hmm.
क्योंकि you said you need to make sure कि कुछ चीजें you're doing that set your future self up to be
Yeah.
in a better position, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, a good thing you can do in your 20s is just make sure you build the habit of working out regularly at
Yeah.
least
Okay.
once a week, at least, right? So when
Okay.
you're in your 50s तुम back pain से नहीं मर रहे हो. There are a
Huh.
few key things we instinctively or just socially know कि in your 50s ये मसले मुझे नहीं चाहिए, and I
Huh.
feel like
Definitely.
that is how you should.
Balding is one of them. Yes, balding is one of them. I've been playing with my hair this whole podcast, 35 minutes. I don't know how, but chalo,
but
continue.
but I feel like you should look in terms of pain or masle rather than in terms of ये होगा मैं मेरी life or this is how
No, but
वो.
look at it this way, right? Say you wake up in the morning, right? Say no future planning, nothing like that. I'm just talking about doing what's best for you in the day. And best for you doesn't mean the funnest. It doesn't mean the most enjoyable. It just means the best for you physically and mentally, and chalo, even recreationally, whatever, which does come into mental and physical uses. So if you're sitting down in the morning early, you wake up, your alarm rings at 7 a.m. Now you know
Yeah.
you have a meeting at 8 o'clock. Okay, you can forego it, you can miss the meeting, but you know it's better for you to attend the meeting. So you wake up at 7 a.m. After the meeting, you have 2 hours free in between another meeting. You're like, I can go to the gym. Is that the best thing for you to do? Probably. So you do it. After that, you're like, I should probably work a little bit, get something done, whether it's finishing your art piece, whether it's reading a book, catching up on classes, moving beyond what classes have taught you and just learning things for yourself. Whatever it is, you're doing things, right? Whether it's a job, whatever you're doing, right? You go, you should do it, right? It's a good decision to do it in comparison to always the option of not doing it. And then you go, you do it, then you come back or whatever, and then you're chilling out with your friends. At that point, you're like, do I want to hang out with my friends? Do I have any guilt for hanging out with my friends? No, because you've done everything that was good for you to do. You've done it. Like, you've lived your life in a way where you're doing everything in the day. Every time you have a choice, you're picking what is instinctually better for you, because it's not only better for you in the long run, but also in the short run. Working out will just help you sleep at night. That's a very short run thing, right? So then after that, you hang out with your friends guilt free, have a good time, go home, go to sleep, right? This kind of lifestyle will like stack up in the long run. It will definitely stack up, like, because what you're doing is getting every integral piece aligned before you reach the point where you need then all of the pieces aligned, right? And you're doing this by working out every day for the sake of working out every day, rather than working out for like 5 years later. But then you have been working out for 5 years regardless, right? You've been reading for 5 years, you've been
So I
creating for
think
whatever you've been doing. So it has
this
a cumulative effect.
conversation से मुझे there's this idea that I feel like I will try and be as articulate about it as I possibly can right now. And I think making decisions की जो तुम बात कर रहे हो, and understanding of putting your future self in their best possible surroundings, this is why we study, right? So we can possibly be in a better university, be in a better school,
I
all
have a
of
big
that,
problem.
right?
There's a difference
And
between
that's a really
schooling
bad
and
example.
studying, but chalo,
that, that
continue.
that's a very that's a very bad example, but it's also a very generalized example, because anybody
चलो
who's
ठीक है.
listening, या इस podcast को जो सुन रहा है, is probably somebody जो decent schooling की है, उसको अंग्रेजी और उर्दू दोनों समझ आती हैं, and all of those
You
things,
say some seriously
right?
assholey things, but
Yeah,
okay,
लेकिन I'm
continue.
being very
Yes,
honest as
it's
well, right?
this for people who
So
are
there is
bilingual, if not
so
more English speaking. I'm
so
sorry.
so Jordan Peterson का एक idea नहीं है, I heard this from him, but generally it's a very obvious thing कि your life में जो लोग बोलते हैं ना कि I'll do this one big thing and it will change everything about my life, right? It will have a spillover effect. But in essence, why waking up early is important, yeah, understanding कि when you wake up, you have some morning routine, making your bed is all about, okay, the things, 90% of your life is all of the mundane things you do, and how you do everything is there's this idea of how you do anything is how you do everything, your general attitude. And
Hmm.
I think जो तुम जिस चीज की बात कर रहे हो, and I think um, um, it's a very potent idea when it comes to understanding the second order and third order consequences of things. So for example, second order or third order different, like spillover effect जो होता है, it's usually you have to look at things in terms of order. For example, if you start working out, right now the first order consequence of it is first workout की that you feel good. It's not like तुम foreign jacked up हो जाओगे, but you will feel good. You will feel good because your brain is producing chemicals that are supposed to make you feel good, but you feel good about who you are deciding to become, right? So that's the first order consequence. The second order consequence will be, if you do it for a week, you'll start noticing some definition in your body or whatever your workout goals are. You will maybe just see an improvement in your performance. That's the second order consequence. A third order consequence will be, by the time you are 25, let's say from 20 to 25, your physical health might be better than what it was when you were 19, but you will not see it.
Mm.
The fifth consequence of it might be fifth order consequence, something you won't be able to see, will be that somebody is just generally attracted to you, right? Right. And no, I don't mean in terms of potential partner, future partner के terms में, in a romantic relationship. I mean, somebody might look at you and be like, oh, this person is definitely a disciplined person, and a future employer will be like, वो होगा. Sixth order consequence, because you look good, you feel more confident. You feel more confident. Seventh, eighth order consequence is how you are promoted in your job. So it's like understanding that one key thing or any habit that you have has a different order consequence that a lot of people do not know how to see, or you just can't see, right?
Mm.
And जो idea बोल रहे हो of taking decisions, very mundane decisions day to day के अंदर, that put your future self in a position to make good decisions for themselves rather than making decisions right now for your future self, is one of those things. So the reason why identity capital ka idea is very good is because you will learn a skill. For example, I learned how to edit videos. um like I got into it in 2011, right? That's almost 10 years ago. But my first job, जो मैंने I didn't try and get that job. In 2016 जो मुझे मिली, 2017 actually, that I didn't apply for, right, was because of that. So it was like 100th order consequence of it. But I couldn't see it back then. उस वक्त I was just sort of doing something I found interesting enough. So I feel like that is, once you sort of understand that pattern, here it gets easier. It's just that it's very difficult to do it because you have to sometimes avoid pleasure and go in a direction of pain, you know?
There's a massive domino effect to doing small things, right? Because like if you're doing every little thing the way you should be or the way you want to be doing it, if you want to do the right thing, and right obviously being whatever is better for you in the short and long run. But if you're doing it and then like dominoes will start falling, right? Like working out will give you confidence, discipline. It'll give you a reason to wake up in the morning when you even don't want to get out of bed. You'll have, be like, okay, I do this every day, so I
You'll
have.
have the energy for it as well.
Yeah, you'll just, so there's so many consequences that's constantly happening. It's like a domino chain that just falls, right? It's like it could be as simple as starting to read at a young age. Like you could literally start with your Enid Blyton and stuff. I mean, whatever, but you could start reading it, and at a young age when you're like 8 or 9 years old, and it'll continuously pile over because your reading speed will develop in that kind of literature, I suppose, like children novels and stuff. But after that, you'll get to a point where you're like reading books and you're like faster than the people around you because you've built a habit of just being able to read words really fast and comprehend them. And it'll just keep carrying on. It'll help you in your exams when you need to study for exams. It'll help you in like research papers, job assignments. Imagine you get a job and someone's like, okay, you need to go, if you're a journalist or something, you need to consume a lot of media. You'll be more equipped to consume more media at a faster pace than everybody else, at a pace where you're giving yourself free time. Because I don't even believe in this whole competition thing. Like for me, it's like I don't need to be better than other people. Like that's not winning. Winning is like doing something right and still having time to do whatever else I want. Right. So
Yeah.
that's for me, it's like that. Like I want to be able to, I have no problem working 9 to 5. Like मुझे तो खुशी होगी, 9 to 5 मुझे job मिल जाए, hopefully as a teacher. When if you're hiring, take a job. But chalo, it's like 9 to 5 I work, and then I get done at 5. I put a couple more hours into the class tomorrow or whatever, like all that stuff. But then after that, I go home, I just chill out, I relax. That's for me, that's satisfying. That is a completely satisfactory, completely nice, completely sane, comfortable, stable life, and it's great. So it's like you also have to like realize what you want in life when you make decisions, because like you can forego things, but then there's a domino effect to also skipping things, right? So like say you skip going to the gym, right? If you're using this example, You skip it one time, you might skip it again. You genuinely might skip it
Yeah.
again. You skip it twice, you're gone. You're just gone. Like, छोड़ दो.
Yeah.
तुम चले गए. Like, good luck, huh? Good luck getting back into that habit. But all of these things will turn over. Then you'll just have less confidence. You'll have less discipline. You have no discipline at that point, actually. But like, you'll start doing things that you don't want to do because you have free time that shouldn't really be free. So you might spend it doing stupid things. You might spend it gaming or doing some stuff like that. And I don't know, man. It's just, it'll all pile up and just, kick your ass at the end, I
I
suppose.
think I think for me the most जैसे तुम बोलो ना कि what you want in life is a very it's a very difficult question because you have to have a few parameters set of what you want in life because
Yeah,
you can't जैसे बोलते हैं ना you can't cut the cake and uh, have it too, right? I feel like it's
yeah,
जो तुम you were sort of referring to making compromises. It is that, right? So I think it's not just about deciding what you want in life, but it's also deciding what you want less of, but you still desire. So, for
yeah.
example, right now I would desire to, in terms of things I can do, let's say right now I could really I desire having a pizza right now. I can have it, right? It's a very bad example, but right now it's
Aliens, fucking pizza.
from a money perspective, it's not a good thing to do because it will just be more expensive to eat out. So I have to have a counter desire for it. What's the counter desire? The counter desire is to save money so that when I do genuinely need money, I have it, in an emergency or for something that is worth the investment. So I think
Yeah.
when you ask yourself what you want in life, it's not just about this one line or one word. It's about this sort of structure of desires and things you don't desire or desire less and making a spectrum of it,
You should have priorities and you should always value your priorities.
Yeah, but
But it's also hard
priority,
to value them sometimes.
because naturally human behavior is like we move away from um, pain and we move towards comfort, right?
Yeah, but like then again, it depends on your priority, right? Like, see, this is also like one thing that I have a lot of like trouble understanding. People tell me, struggle on a day-to-day life, so the long-term reward is like pleasure, right? Doesn't make sense to me because like for me at least, I understand that I could literally stop breathing right now, like have a heart attack. I could like be walking and I could die, anything like that. And I don't want to spend each day in agonizing pain, hoping that when I turn 40, I've had enough saving to be retired. I'm not one of those people. I want to make sure I maximize the happiness I can get in one day while not having to diminish anything that will like happen like in the long run. So it's like maximizing each day while also not trying to like hurt tomorrow basically. So I won't make any decision that will affect me tomorrow negatively, but I won't like not have fun. I won't like not live my life. Like I won't not do things that I enjoy. Like even if it's like working and like I'm studying for my university, I have an essay due at midnight. I know that getting the essay done as soon as humanly possible and then doing something else is smarter than like doing whatever else and then struggling to do the essay in the last hour. That's obviously we're all human beings and I say this stuff, but I am the epitome of sending an essay in late and starting it at the deadline. But it's about intention and it's not. I've said many times it's not about intention, but I struggle with it, so I'm also trying to get there. Like trying to put work in on a
Ha,
daily basis.
I feel like
But yeah,
in essence, your biggest, if we were to sort of wrap this up, because I know you have to leave in a bit,
yeah,
um, because this is a very long discussion that can
mm,
keep on going on, keep on going on, keep on going on, and जैसे हमने जो we started off the podcast thinking about reflection, right?
yeah.
But too much reflection is inaction, right? Uh, it has a diminishing return in some sense. एक point के बाद you can keep on going in circles. So I would say कि um, sort of wrapping it up. And this is very interesting because we didn't plan this out and मुझे बहुत सारी चीजें आ रही हैं
We can
दिमाग
do
में.
it next week because we're already 52 minutes deep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but but
Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Go for it.
there's this idea that inaction is a slow death, right?
Yeah, okay.
So, and inaction will breed more fear. So, for
Yeah.
example, so if I could give any sort of piece of advice to myself, which is very important right now for me, is that if you don't have an anchoring point, जो summer start हो रही है, for a lot of people our age, it's like summer start हो रही है, chilling time, chill,
Yeah.
but think about action, think about identity capital, think about what I need to do next to put myself in a better position while it is something enjoyable as well,
Yeah.
So I feel like it's finding that balance. So yes,
Yeah,
this
and also
is
just try different things. Like don't say no to everything for no reason. Just try it. You might like it, and you might not like it, but
okay.
then at least you know you
So
didn't like it.
okay, okay. So the question. So my question to you is, जो हमने पहले बात की थी 7
Your
or
आवाज is
3 years
echoing
के
like
अलावा,
crazy. 7 or 3 years के
because you
अलावा,
can't be
okay.
like 7 या 3 years के अलावा जो हमारा metric था to try this or try not this वाली चीज के लिए, what is the other thing that you will refer to as a decision making mechanism of um I should try this, I should not try this,
My
because
mood
तुम
towards
try
it depends a lot. My mood is
yeah
insanely. I'm
because
very moody about it. But if I'm doing something and
yeah
I'm
bro
having
because
fun doing it, and then I'll do it. Then I'll do it for a long time. I don't think about needing to do it for 7 years. Then I just do it. But like in comparison to that, if I
yeah
don't
but
like doing
bro it
it,
can
I'm
be
out.
cocaine as well, so you have to be careful,
Has
right?
to be what?
It can be coke as well, so you have to be like, okay, no, this is not
One
something I
second only.
should
One
do.
second. 1 second only. Sorry,
Yeah.
disturbances.
Yeah, so try, just to sort of wrap it up, even though हमने बोला है कि take action, do whatever you have to do. I feel like it's completion of that action, लेकिन
Yeah, you want to go for
trying
you want to
every
do something for a bit. Like I wouldn't suggest dropping out from doing anything for at least 3 months. At least try it for 3 months. Because like if you
yeah, I
if you
think
leave it too fast, you're not letting yourself get to the point where you're good at doing it. So you're like having an unfair like disadvantage, like just you're creating a disadvantage for yourself. Like if you're not good at it, and you're not one of those people who really enjoys learning things, then you're not going to enjoy it. But so you need to like struggle a little bit. It's like that pain thing. Like you put yourself through that little bit of pain for 3 months. So you get to a point where you're like at least a little good at it, and then you can decide whether, as someone who's able to do it, you want to do it or not, and not as someone who's unable to do it.
हाँ, because I think the 3 months वाला rule is also really good, क्योंकि as a testing the water
Yeah, it
वाली
doesn't
थी.
definitively need to be 3 months. It's just like a little bit of a time, like a medium range span of time. Not
हाँ,
like a
क्योंकि
week or two, but like not also years or something.
you can, for example, if you're talking in terms of skills or doing a
Yeah,
job at a certain firm, in three
yeah,
months is a good, I feel like, a decent amount of time where you will get to know someone and build a few habits, build a
yeah,
good
definitely.
amount of networks.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, 3 months is a good work, because I feel like
Okay.
even like for us, the podcast was that, right? हमने 3 months के बाद we have a there are so many really minute things that we have learned that I feel like I wouldn't have known or you wouldn't have known about.
True. True, true,
So
true.
yeah. So
Okay,
let's
to wrap it up, thank you for watching the 22nd episode. I'm sorry my light is a little dark now. It's genuinely nighttime at this point. Ankara weather, it is 8:45. It is
yeah
8:40, I'm gonna say. But like the sun was out 5 minutes ago. It's fine.
yeah.
It's okay. I'm sorry. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And most
Please send this
importantly,
video, send this podcast to someone, man. Please,
yeah,
like
you know what? Send this podcast. Oh, send this podcast someone. Just essay. Don't even tell them why you're sending it. Just send it. Essay.
yeah.
उनका दिमाग खराब करने के लिए. Just go for it. In. Okay. Thank you. Goodbye.